Wow.
You're good.
I know how to mute myself.
You are on and live and ready to go.
Hi, guys. So we're just going to give everybody like 1 minute, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. To get on. So basically, for the 17 of us that went to Summit, we decided to kind of put together this group covering the various topics that were covered at Summit. And so the idea is that every week we'll upload one of the videos, the trainings, the speeches, whatever it is for that week into the event page. You'll watch it. We'll give you a few days to watch it. And then on Thursday nights, one or two of the coaches that was at Summit will cover that topic and not really reiterate what you watched, but give you action steps to implement them into your business. So today's is actually, we'll probably just be on here a very short amount of time because it's pretty simple. And so basically we're just talking about our takeaways from Chalene Johnson's talk that she gave on relationships. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. It's 9:01, so hopefully everybody's on that's getting on. So she actually said in her speech that this has nothing to do with your business. It has to do with you. So this speech really reminded me of that that quote, "Don't be too busy working for the life that you want that you forget to live the life that you have." And that resonated with me big time because, you know, we see these coaches that are doing amazing and we're like, yes, I want that. I just have to work for it. And for those of us that recognize that, you're definitely going to get there. But you don't want to ignore everybody on your path, right? So, you know, it's like, you know, you work hard, you keep your head down, and then you get to where you want to be. You get to that 15-star diamond, or, you know, you're up on stage cutting your mortgage and there's nobody there to enjoy it with you. So this is why, and I think it was really smart of Beachbody to have her cover this topic. And I know that it kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, or people disconnected from it. Maybe they don't have a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but this is broader than that. This is talking about relationships in general, your kids, your friends, your parents, maybe people that don't really get what you're doing. And so you're like a little bit offended that they're not like 100% behind you on this, or you don't think that they are giving you the support that you should get. So they just might not understand yet, and that's okay. But, you know, the health of your relationships is important. For example, let's take, you know, like your significant other constantly on your phone or checking your Facebook, and it's time for you guys, then they're going to start to feel a little bit like they've been brushed to the side. And that's going to affect your relationship, which in turn will affect your business. So Beachbody, the reason I say they're smart is because they don't want their coaches starting to feel this way in their relationship and then end up quitting because they're like, whoa, I can't handle it. This isn't for us. I can't balance it. It's too much. I'm too busy. And it just kind of spirals out of control and people start making excuses. So it is about preservation of your business through your relationships. For me, well, actually a while ago, Nicole had tagged one of her coaches in a document. She had like a new coach or something, and she tagged them in a document, and it said, plug in hard and then unplug. And that, like, I think about that almost every day. So Nicole Richards, if you're on, I'm quoting you, girl, because like it just, I don't know, that's what I do. I set business hours and I try to manage my time the best that I can within those business hours. And you guys will see if you send me a message, like I'll go through, clear my inbox or clear as much as I can in the allocated time. And if you reply, I might not get back to you right away because that's outside of my hours to reply to messages. You know, whenever the kids are in bed. So from like 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish at night, I'm done. Like, unless it's, the end of the month or Wednesday or something, or, a new coach has somebody that's signing up and they don't know what link and something like that. If it's not urgent, it's time for, me and my husband. The same thing during the afternoon. Like in the morning, I plug in for a couple hours and I plug in for a couple hours in the afternoon. If it's outside of that time, like that's for my kids. And we all became coaches so that we could be here, not so that we ignore the people that we're doing this for, right? So, I really loved what she spoke about, and I hope that you guys all got to watch it. Otherwise, you might be a little bit lost. But it's about just making simple changes and sitting down. And whenever it's your time to work, it's your time to work. Come like ready and set and focused with a clear mind, and that's your time to work. And you won't get burned out if you're just doing little things all day long. And not really honoring business hours, you're going to get burned out because it feels like the work never stops then. So, I absolutely bust my ass every single day for this business. And I think about it all the time because I love it. I genuinely love it. But I have to remember that everybody around me, my family, my kids, they don't love it as much as I do. And so I can't be all about Beachbody all the time because where is that connectivity for them? So she said something else that really resonated with me, and I didn't hear it in the recording when I listened to it, so I don't know if she said it like outside of that recording, but she said, most people say that like their partner's at the top of their list, but they're actually probably putting their partner at the bottom of the list. And, I never want to be guilty of that with anybody in any relationship. And for me, that was that I stopped saying like, if we were going to, the park or something on a Saturday as a family and, we're getting out of the car and somebody sends me a message and I'm excited to talk to this person. I stopped looking at it there in family time and being like, oh, hold on, just wait. Let me answer this person real quick, or hold on, let me just finish this post, or hold on, let me just friend these people. Like that's not the time for it. And so I want my family to know that, having your phone out at the dinner table. Like we have no phone. Well, after I take a picture of my meal, I put my phone away. And Francis and I were joking about it earlier. Like turning your phone over is not putting it away. It's actually something that Simon Sinek, I don't know, said in one of his speeches. And it's so true. We're so addicted to our phones. And that can have, and it's good for, well, it's not good, but it's because you're in love with your business and you love what you get to do. But you need to realize that there's this whole 3D world right here in front of you that you're working for, but you're also currently living in it. So that was my big takeaway from it. And something else that she said that I really liked was that the person in the driver's seat, so like your business, you with your business, has to be talking to the person in the passenger seat. Otherwise, it gets really scary for that person because we are changing, we're growing, we're getting better, and we want to do that with our spouses too. But we have to let them take this ride with us. I think that's all I have for now, unless you make me think of something.
So really the only thing I'm going to add on to there is going off of the time management. So something that I actually picked up really early on when I read Chalene's book, Push, was having a clear idea of what your priorities are. Because like Laura said, what's the point of succeeding in everything if you don't have anyone to celebrate it with at the end? Chalene says it in another way, like, so you're going to hit all of your goals, but your priorities weren't aligned. And now you don't feel any type of excitement. You don't feel fulfilled. So make sure that you're setting that time management based on your priorities. For some people, if you don't have a family and a husband and kids or a wife, whatever your situation is, your priorities might be a lot different than like mine and Laura's, and that's perfectly fine. Just know what is important to you and then set your time based on the most important thing, the second, and then the third, whatever. And then also kind of how to relate this back to your business a little bit more outside of that is be conscious about what this means for new coaches coming in. As you guys know, there are different levels of coaches. So you're going to need to know how this would apply to new coaches at different levels. So if they're a level 1 coach and there's somebody who's like ready to go and just like do this and like be amazing and a full-time coach, they're probably going to come in and just start off crazy, right? Like they're going to work nonstop. They're going to throw everything they have into this. And I know this because I was totally one of those people. Every waking moment that I wasn't in school or being a mom went directly to my business. And there were times when Jordan and I argued because I just couldn't see why he was upset that I was working on this business. But it is important. And so at certain points, I had to take a step back and be like, okay, so sure, my goal is to do this for my family, but I'm neglecting my family to get to my goal. That makes no sense. So remind your coaches as they enroll and as you're putting them through training and you're having your GSRs with them, make sure they understand time management and make sure you tell them how important it is to still place value on the things and on the people and the relationships in their life, because we all know if you've been here for a while, there comes a period where you get burnt out and it's inevitable. It's going to happen. But the relationships that you have are the things that will get you through. Had I not have ever taken a step back and put emphasis back on my relationship with Dred and on my family, I'm sure whenever I hit bottom last year and I was like ready to give it all up, Dred wouldn't have been as supportive for me to stick it out as he was, because he would have been like, hell yeah, this is like my chance to get my wife back. Like, you should quit. That's what he might have been like if I didn't spend any time with him. But instead, he was a lot more supportive and kind of got me through it. So just make sure you're making that relevant for your new coaches. Make sure you explain time management to them. Make sure you tell them, you know, to set up their to-do list and to really make sure that other priorities are included, not just Beachbody, because they have to put this emphasis and that it's okay to plug in and then unplug and to kind of set that boundary from the beginning, because it's really hard. Once you've started doing it, it's really hard to stop doing it. So really, that's all I've got in addition to what Laura said. The only other thing, and you know, and again, I don't want to make this like just a repeat of everything Chalene said, because you guys have access to the video, you know what she said. But what really, really stuck out to me, and this, you know, again, is coming from somebody who's in a relationship, is when you talk about the business, don't say it's my business, it's ours. And she emphasized that a lot. And she was saying, you know, it's not just your business. You couldn't do this if it weren't for that person supporting you, whomever it is, whether it's your parent, your sibling, your spouse, whatever. You need their support and you need their help. Like right now, the only reason I can do this coach call is because Dred has the kids in the other room. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. And let's see, there was something else, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, yes, I do. Whenever you do talk about the business, make sure when you're talking to your friends about the business, try to make sure that you're not talking about things that only interest you. And at first I didn't quite understand what she was saying, because I was like, what do you mean? Like, how am I going to talk about it if they don't know what it is? But, you know, for instance, when Dred and I talk about the business, I don't talk to him about the business side as much because he doesn't care about that. What he cares about is the relationships and talking to people and cold messaging. That's like his thing. So when I talk to him about my customers' transformations and, you know, the more like personal side, and that's what he cares about. So if you feel that disconnect from your relationships and you want to bring people in, find what speaks to them and let it be your driving force between their relationship and the business. Yeah, that's all I got, Laura. You have anything to add to it?
Let me look at my notes really quick. I don't think so. I like what you said about like Dred being with the kids right now. Like Thomas is making dinner. We're trying to put the kids to get to bed, and I was like, I have this call, like, and we haven't eaten yet. And he's like, it's okay, I'll make dinner after, and we'll eat after your call. So, you know, you do have to, you know, let them in. Trust me, I know, like, as soon as I like signed up and I like got into like the groove of coaching, I was like, I love this. Like, I would be at like parties and I would like go in the bathroom and like answer messages really quick. And I was like, oh my God, I have to stop this. Like, I want to work. Like, all the time because I love it, but I also don't want to ignore the people that I'm working for. And like Francis said, like everybody gets burned out, and that's when you go back to the personal development. Like this month, I have so much going on, and I'm feeling just like it's all good stuff, but it's just like stress and anxiety, and I feel like I'm going 8 million different directions. So, you know, going back to personal development has been huge for me. I talked to Francis, I don't know, was that this morning? And afterwards, like I just went home and like did a little bit of personal development and kind of like reconvened and stuff. And it helps. It really does. So, you know, it's hard to work from home because if you don't set boundaries, you will exceed them and you'll just be working all the time. So it's for the health of your business, for the health of your relationship, for you, for your mind. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have, I think. Super short and sweet.
I am going to add one more thing. I'm big on showing gratitude, and it's really easy to forget to say thank you sometimes to the people who are high on our list of important people, because we tend to just take what they're doing for granted. So make sure you tell your friends and your family or whoever it is, thank you. Even if it's just as simple as thank you for, you know, being supportive and liking my post, or thank you for understanding that I couldn't, you know, talk all night, or, you know, I don't know, whatever it is. Thank you to your husband or your wife for cooking dinner and watching the kids so you could get on this coach call. Just be grateful and make sure that you take time every day to remind them of how grateful you are that they're in your life and that they're present and that they're being supportive of what you're doing, because it does get to be where they start to feel like they're put on the back burner, and then they're going to start to resent this, and then it's just downhill from there. So something as simple as a thank you, a hug, you know, I'm grateful for you, whatever you can do. But that's it. So I guess we will see you guys next week. I'm not even sure what the topic is. We'll be posting about it in the group.
I think it's Aaron and Aaron next week.
Okay. So Aaron and Aaron, we will see you guys next week. Same time. We'll have the link for you. That's it. Bye, guys.
Bye.